While we're ripping our boat apart, as you can imagine, we've been itching to go sailing. We haven't been on a proper passage in 7 months. So yesterday we left our boat to hop on another boat to get onto another boat. So we just got out of the ferry and we're about to take a taxi to the marina. And for the next 4 to 6 days, this 65-foot high-performance carbon fiber spaceship is going to be our home. Race boats like these compete all over the world, and between legs, skeleton crew help deliver them to the next start line. So we've been invited to join on this boat for the passage from Genova to Malta.
These fences don't apply to us. How stable is that? Pretty stable. Yep.
We're here. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
This is a fun way to get in.
Just put it in one of the boats. All right, home sweet home.
This is going to be our bedroom for the next couple of days. This is exciting. Okay guys, so this is basically our little nook area. This is where we're going to be living when we're not outside. So we don't really have cabins on this boat. We have, I think, 12 bunks. And the cool thing about these bunks is that you can adjust them, because if you're heeling over on either side, you can adjust the bunks to be leveled. And then underneath this is where we've got all of our personal belongings, which we will unpack in a minute. As you can tell, it's very luxurious. Lots of space. I can almost, oh yeah, look, I can stand up in here. So it's not too bad. This is my favorite spot. This is where I'm going to be working on the computer during this passage, because we are filming this, and so we're gonna need some time to dump some footage, to do some editing maybe on the way, and it's like a cave. It's like a media cave. I'm gonna have to be careful with my head. It's time to start unpacking stuff. Howlies. We have, probably gonna keep it underneath the beds. Hats, sweaters. We have our sailing boots. And yeah, and then this is my clothes, and then this is Den's clothes. That's pretty much it. And because we're all sailors here, this is how you shower on a boat. On this boat. So since now we're done unpacking and organizing our things, we can give you guys a bit of a tour of our awesome crib. Forward of the media station and of our bunk is the nav desk. This is basically where all the, oh, there's a fan. Oh my God, that feels so good. So this is where all the charts are, and GPSs and everything you need basically to navigate this boat. It's actually kind of interesting because it's inside of a cave, because technically the person behind the nav desk doesn't need to see outside because there's a crew outside already, right? Because this whole idea of this boat is team-based, so it's not solo sailing, it's just every person has a role and a purpose, so that's cool.
This boat is pretty stark and stripped down. Obviously, it's a race boat. So everyone sleeps aft of the keel because that's where it's gonna be more comfortable. Forward is just sail storage, foul weather gear, toilet, and ahead of that is just empty space. My guess is smashing into the waves, it would be very uncomfortable to be up there anyway. And then in this main living area, yeah, galley, companionway. I believe under here is the engine. Yep. Engine's back here. And then 2 big alternators, because I believe they have to run the engine when they're canting the keel because it takes so much power. But I think that's a big hydraulic system. I'm sure we're going to learn all about that once we start sailing. I like how everything's carbon fiber. It's super light. And then underneath here is the keel. So they've got like plexiglass clear covers so you can see it. And the whole keel cants back and forth to keep the boat powered up. And I think this boat draws 5 meters. So that keel is a long ways down there. And that's the technical. That's all there is in here.
So I've met the Austrians, the brothers, in 2019, and we decided that we wanted to go for an adventure, and this was the adventure. So we bought the boat in 2019, and ever since we've been racing and chartering and doing deliveries with this boat. We need people to get the boat from A to B, but also to do the races, because it's not a complicated boat to sail, but you just need an amount of people to get the sails up. For driving, we don't have an autopilot. So that's one thing, and if we can share the experience with other people, that's nice. Of course, there's a bit of an income that we need to maintain the boat, to pay for the berths in the marinas. And till now, we always had a great feedback from people that were on the boat, that they really enjoyed the experience, so why not?
We just had our first night on the boat.
At the dock.
At the dock.
Yeah.
It was very chill, very calm. It was quite comfortable. The temperature's great. It wasn't too hot. My fan sounds kind of like a hurricane, but it's all good. Yeah, this morning we're waiting for the rest of the crew to arrive, and then we're gonna get ready to make way.
I think the cool thing about this passage is that it doesn't happen often. I think this is actually the first time that we're on a boat and we're not in charge.
Yeah.
It's not our boat, and we're not in control of everything.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be nice.
Great. We're just crew. It's amazing.
There's no autopilot on this boat, so it's all going to be hand steering, and should be fun. Should be fun. We have about a 600-mile sail ahead of us from Genoa to Malta, and we'll have some wind for some of it, but definitely not all of it.
I have no idea what to expect.
Alrighty guys, if you can come with me here all the way to the front of the boat. Welcome everybody. We're gonna have fun on the boat. I'm highly confident that you guys can help me out bringing the boat to Malta. There will be some sailing, but there will also be some engine action. And one of the things is here in the front. That's the toilet. Feel free just to pee off the back of the boat. That's way easier than sitting here. It's way cleaner and faster and so on. But it's a fully functioning toilet. The lever here on this side, on the left side. You can just flush it. Then the pumping starts. And as soon as you're finished, take the toilet paper and throw it overboard. You have to do everything yourself on this trip. Press this button here, then the salt water pump is running, and salt water is coming from this one. This one is a fresh water pump, and there's 40 liters of fresh water. So if you want to cook something, take the cup, just put water in the cup, put it in the pan, gas is on the bottom, and then water starts cooking and boiling. This is the box with the freeze-dried food. So you can eat as much as you want. There's different brands, there's different flavors. So for sure there's something that you like. We have everything from, let's say, a vitamin C pill to something that can knock you out for 24 hours. So if you feel uncomfortable, just let me know. We have everything that you need. You are 3 hours on watch, and that means that you're driving the boat. If you want to trim the sails, look out for any ships, and if you feel like, okay, maybe we're getting too close to a boat, just call me and we can act accordingly. Sleep with your feet facing forward, not with your head facing forward, because if we hit something, which happens a lot because the boat has a draft of 5 meters, then your feet will hit the bulkhead instead of your head. The computer is not a secret, but please don't change any settings, and if you made a mistake by moving something, just let me know and then we put it back. Now go outside. I'll explain a couple of things over there and then we just go.
Yeah.
Left hand on the outside, right hand on the inside. So we have different gears. So you see an arrow on the pedestal. With the arrow and the button down on the winch is heavy and fast. If it gets too heavy, then we can change gears. We go against the arrow. Second gear, you saw that the button is popping up. Now it's down, now it goes up. So it's a bit lighter and slower. Back of the boat, we call it the mini bar. There's plenty of, we have the jump buoy, we have the sling, we have the lifeline. So if there's a man overboard situation, just toss everything out. So the person has some floating devices or a rope. We start the engine, lines off. We go around the corner for some fueling. And as soon as we have done fueling, we just go out by engine. We're gonna take the mainsail out, put the battens in, hoist the mainsail. So we're gonna do the whole sailing preparation while we're going out. Then it should be fine. Get the fenders to the starboard side. Then we're gonna dock for. So if we can stand by on the mooring lines.
We just finished fueling and now we are on our way out of the port of Genova and we're about to put the sails up. The wind is relatively light, although I feel a lot of wind right now, so maybe it's not that light.
Well, this is definitely an intricate process to get these mainsails up. This one was stored down below still, so we had to put the battens in, we had to attach it to the boom. It was like putting a whole new sail on. But now your one's about to go up the mast to start clipping the first parts of the top of the sail, the head of the sail on. And we have to feed it all up and then hoist it. It's like multi-person process to getting the sails up. But once it's up, it doesn't come back down for a whole race. So it can take a while.
Crazy how much longer it takes to put all the sails out. It took us 3 hours to put the main up.
We knew that the boat was going to require quite a bit of prep to take sailing because it has been on the dock for a couple of weeks. But since it was going to be light, we just motored out the whole way and did all the prep work underway. So we didn't have to do it at the dock.
It's a beautiful afternoon. The sun's about to set behind us. And I think tomorrow is going to be light as well, but the wind should be picking up. Within the next 48 hours.
And we're gonna go eat some food.
Yes, we're gonna use the fancy galley.
Yeah, they have 4 duffel bags of freeze-dried food. That's what we're eating for the next 5 days.
All right, it's dinner time. Luckily, we have a favorite. Do you want pasta bolognese, a full meal, or creamy salmon and pasta. Ready? Oh, it's not that cold outside. Cheers. Because at least we're going at 6 knots and 8 knots of wind.
So, it's a little noisier this time. Like with the motor running, but hopefully we'll shut off.
Compromises. Noisier but faster. It's 8:30 now at night, and we have about 3 hours and a half before Dan and I are on the watch again. But what's cool is that we're actually sailing now, so the engine is off, but the fan, so each bunk has kind of a fan there, and the fans are so loud. Other than that, it's really nice that we don't have to sleep through the diesel engine noise. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how loud inside of these boats are when you're sailing. Like, it's so echoey, you hear everything. It's pretty cool. I kind of missed it, honestly. It's been a long time since we've been offshore.
Kika's taking top bunk.
Yeah.
We got on the boat today. We started sailing and realized that we haven't actually gone sailing since we sailed Uma into Olbia about 8 months ago. And we've just been so busy and just focused on working and renovating Uma and like moving into the truck and figuring out a place to stay and all that, that we just kind of forgot that it's been that long. And I really missed it. I really like it. It's really calm outside. We're sailing along about 8.5 to 9 knots right now. And the cool part about this boat is, since it has a canting keel, they just push the keel over and the boat's almost sailing flat. It's really cool. It's a little noisy because we're inside of a echoey drum, but we got earplugs, so it's okay. In 3 hours we'll be up for our 3-hour watch, and then after that we'll be able to come back down and sleep until sunrise. Tonight's gonna go by really quick with 3 people on watch, and we only have to hand steer for an hour. Mark's on the helm now, driving, and then Kiko will take the last one, and then our 3 hours will be done. We get to go back to bed and sleep till sunrise, so it's interesting. I don't hate it. It's definitely easier on the mind and the body to be that short of watches, especially in conditions like these. It's dead calm. It's only blowing about 6 knots on average, and we're sailing at about 6 knots, which is pretty cool. This boat will sail pretty much to wind speed all the way up to 15 knots, so we'll see. We just made it to the north tip of Corsica now, and we'll see if we get a little bit more wind coming off the back of the island, or if the wind just dies. But hopefully you don't have to motor anymore tonight, especially if we're off watch, because we're sleeping right beside the engine.
Why?
Well, because we do only 3 knots, we're never gonna get anywhere.
But it was so
That's
nice.
just me steering so badly then.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. When I was driving the boat, we didn't need to use the engine.
I don't know which is better, like down here or up here. It's about 2:30 now, and we have about 30 minutes before the end of our watch. And this is one of the quickest and fastest watch time What do you call it? Watch time?
Watches?
Watches that I think I've done. 'Cause we're not used to doing 3-hour watches. We're used to doing 6-hour watches on our boat. So half the time goes by really quickly. But it's been really cool. It's been calm. Unfortunately, we have the engine back on. But the sail are still up, so it feels like we're sailing, even though we're motoring as well. We're motor sailing. I love how tall, I mean, the helm is a little bit big, but I love how tall I am. Like, I love that I can see all the way to the bow. You know, I don't have to try to jump above or lean sideways just to be able to see what's in front of us. It's gonna be nice though, because we're gonna sleep from 3 to 9. So it's gonna feel like going to bed at, you know, at night and then waking up in the morning, which is a normal day. It's windy. I'm so happy it's windy, but it's too windy for the head sail that we have on right now. So I don't know what sails they're putting up, but something that would be more comfortable than perform better than the light wind sail that we have. Because the wind is picking up now, which is a good thing because it means that we're not going to be motoring anymore, hopefully.
Well, normally if you are overpowered, you don't go fast. And if you then go to the right setup, most of the times you go faster or higher. And I saw at some moment like 17, 18 knots, and that's just too much. You know, it's too much for the sail. Yeah, we're good. That's it. Yep.
All right, change up the guards. It's all yours. And it's lower than I thought. All right, good night. Now I'm off to bed. So we just ended our watch. Tomorrow we're going to be tacking a bit because it's funneling from the south and we're aiming south, so story of lives. But tomorrow should be fun. We're going to be heeled over a lot, and then Sunday we're going to head downwind and towards Malta.
Good night.
How was your time? How was your watch time? How was it to be on watch with me?
It was interesting. That never happens to be on watch when it's this calm. Like, we've both been awake at night before, but it's when it's like really rough and neither one of us can sleep and the weather's just gross. But helming for 1 hour and then switching and then just standing there for 2 hours, like eating some snacks, drinking some water, and now we're done. Like, next cruise on, we're going to bed.
Well, because we're heeled over so much, we're gonna have to adjust our bed to make it a sharper angle.
This is why you're in the top bunk.
I'm gonna have my super tiny so that I don't roll off. Yeah, there's plenty of space in there. Climbing up. Oh, this is cozy. This is nice. I like it. See you in 6 hours.